Welcome to Sportpen. We all know those teams that are, well, they're good, They win some, lose some, part of the background noise almost. But then you get these rare few franchises that become something else, something bigger, legendary even. Today we're pulling on the pinstripes, metaphorically speaking, for a deep dive into how the New York Yankees did just that. How they went from just a team to, well, a legend. We'll be looking at those crucial moments, that relentless determination, and those performances that didn't just win games, they kind of rewrote the rules. We really want to explore what defines that kind of greatness and how the Yankees, with their iconic players and seasons, basically added whole new chapters to the sports history books.
It really is more than just counting the wins, isn't it?
Yeah.
With the Yankees, you're looking at a story that stretches across generations. It's this constant push, not just for victory, but for, a kind of baseball immortality.
Exactly. Immortality. So let's go back. Way back. The team we know now actually started life as the Baltimore Orioles in 1901. Kind of surprising.
It is a bit of a detour, yeah. And then just 2 years later, 1903, they moved to New York, become the Highlanders.
Highlanders, okay.
And it's interesting, even back then, a rivalry was already kicking off. Maybe not the one most people immediately think of today.
You mean not the Red Sox straight away?
No, not yet.
So who was stirring things up then?
It was John McGraw's New York Giants, a real force in the National League. And those clashes between the Giants and the Highlanders, they were kind of a big deal. It reflected that bigger fight between the NAL and the brand new American League.
Ah, right. Battling for the city itself.
Exactly. Bragging rights in the Big Apple.
So how did they get from Highlanders, which sounds, a bit rugged, to the much snappier Yankees? That name just fits.
Well, it seems it was more of a gradual thing. Highlanders, and they even had another nickname, Hilltoppers, because their first park was up high.
Hilltoppers. Okay, never heard that one.
Yeah, neither were exactly catchy for headlines. So the newspapermen, always looking for something short and punchy, they started using Yankees. It was just easier, more direct. And, well, by 1913 or so, it just stuck. Pink official.
And then the game changes completely. Babe Ruth enters the picture. The house that Ruth built. That phrase alone tells you everything, doesn't it? It's almost like the team's creation story.
Oh, absolutely. Getting Babe Ruth wasn't just signing a player. It was like flipping a switch for the whole organization. Before him, they had some okay seasons, but Ruth, he ignited something. Suddenly, World Series titles weren't just hoped for. They were kind of expected. It kicked off this incredible era.
But it wasn't just the winning, was it? His hitting, the sheer numbers, the home runs, the runs scored, they still feel almost unbelievable today.
They really do. They set a benchmark that players chased for decades. But, beyond the stats, it was Ruth himself. The spectacle. He was just this larger-than-life personality. People flocked to see him. He brought this energy, this excitement, made baseball feel like the place to be.
Yeah, a true superstar before the term is even common.
Yeah.
And all that buzz, all those fans, they needed a fitting stage, which led to the original Yankee Stadium opening in 23. You can almost picture it.
It really was like a cathedral for baseball. And it immediately became more than just a ballpark. It was a symbol of the team's ambition, its success, forever tied to Ruth. And pretty soon after, Lou Gehrig.
Okay, let's jump forward a bit. We had what many call the real dynasty years, say 49 to 64. This wasn't just a good run. This was like almost 2 decades of just relentless winning. What was the magic formula there?
It was just incredible consistency. 5 consecutive World Series titles from 49 to 53. Think about that.
5 in a row.
And 14 American League pennants in just 16 years. That kind of sustained dominance, it points to a culture and expectation of winning that just ran through the entire organization.
And within that dynasty, you had another wave of legendary players. Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris, their chase for Ruth's single-season home run record in 61, that was huge news, right?
Oh, it was a national obsession.
Yeah.
The daily tracking, the pressure, especially on Maris. You had Mantle, the established beloved hero, and Maris, the sort of quiet challenger.
Right.
And Maris breaking it on the very last day. You couldn't write a better drama.
Incredible. And that 61 team, people still talk about it alongside maybe the 27 team, the 39 team, as maybe the greatest ever.
Yeah, those are definitely the teams often mentioned in that conversation. Peaks of Yankee greatness, for sure.
But like all great eras, it couldn't last forever. After that amazing run ended around 64, the Yankees, well, they struggled a bit, relatively speaking. What happened? What changed?
There were a few things going on. The team was sold to CBS. And maybe the corporate approach wasn't quite the right fit for running a baseball team at that time.
A different kind of management.
Right. And also, looking back, it's clear the Yankees were slow on integration compared to some other teams. Elston Howard became their first African-American player in 1955. That was significant, obviously, but it was, quite a bit later than Jackie Robinson breaking the barrier.
Yeah, that's an important point, a reminder that even iconic institutions have complex histories.
Absolutely.
But even as their on-field dominance dipped a bit, their cultural status seemed to just keep growing, didn't it? They were already becoming more than just a baseball team.
Exactly. They'd really transcended sports. For many, they represented sort of the American dream of success, of winning. But that kind of profile, it also creates strong feelings. People either loved the Yankees passionately or, well, they really disliked them intensely. There's a book, Dynasty, that covers that 49-64 period, and it does a great job of showing the behind-the-scenes stuff that built that image.
And then another huge personality arrives. George Steinbrenner buys the team in '73. That definitely marked a new, very different, often very loud chapter.
Oh, Steinbrenner's impact was immediate and undeniable. He brought this intense desire to win back to the forefront. His strategy was pretty clear. Invest. Use the new tool of free agency to bring in big-name stars.
Mm-hmm.
Reggie Jackson, Catfish Hunter.
Right, the Bronx Zoo era, some called it.
That's right. And that, plus renovating Yankee Stadium, it worked. They got back to the top pretty quickly. Won the World Series in '77 and '78.
But it wasn't all about buying stars later on, was it? Because then you had the early '90s, and this incredible crop of homegrown talent starts coming up. Jeter, Rivera, Posada, Petit. That felt like another key shift.
Absolutely critical. That core four, plus others who came through their system, they became the foundation for the next dynasty. Building from within proved just as important. And that led to that incredible run in the late 90s. 4 World Series wins in 5 years. Just dominant again.
Yeah.
And that '98 team, setting the American League record for wins. Just an unbelievable season.
Which kind of brings us towards the modern day. A new Yankee Stadium opens in 2009, another impressive building, carrying on that legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And we've still seen those iconic moments, like Derek Jeter getting his 3,000th hit, and it's a home run in Yankee Stadium. It's almost too perfect.
You really couldn't script it better, could you? Just a classic Jeter moment, a perfect bookmark for his career, embodying that Yankee mystique. And you have to give credit. Under Brian Cashman as GM, the team has been remarkably consistent. Always competitive, always in the mix.
Yeah, that consistency is pretty amazing.
And then you see the emergence of Aaron Judge, breaking the AL home run record, winning MVP in 2022. It shows that the tradition of having those monumental individual stars in pinstripes is still very much alive.
It's also staggering when you think about the Yankees' economic footprint. The projections for their impact on New York City, like for 2025, are just huge. We're talking hundreds of millions.
It really underscores that they're more than a team. They're a major economic driver, a cultural landmark for the city and beyond. It's tourism, merchandise, jobs. The games are just one part of it.
And that reach goes way beyond New York City limits, doesn't it? I mean, think about pop culture. That movie, The Pride of the Yankees, about Lou Gehrig, that really helps cement their image in the American psyche.
Oh, but definitely. That film was huge in portraying Gehrig's courage, his dignity, and sort of linking it to the Yankees' broader image of class and perseverance.
And you can't really talk about the Yankees without mentioning the rivalry.
The Red Sox.
Yeah, Boston. It's more than just a rivalry, isn't it? It's like this epic, multi-generational feud.
It absolutely is. It fuels so much passion on both sides, defined baseball for generations of fans in both cities and really across the country.
It really does. And it's interesting. We saw some comments from fans, on places like Reddit talking about how they became Yankees fans. And the reasons are all over the place.
Yeah.
Family tradition, sure, but also just like someone getting a Yankees cap as a kid and latching onto it, or being drawn to the history, the success.
It really speaks to the power of the brand, that iconic NY logo. It resonates globally. For many, it just symbolizes excellence, that constant pursuit of winning, which, while fans love it, can also be why fans of other teams maybe resent them a little bit sometimes.
Right. Sure, success breeds rivals. And that recent stat, clinching their 32nd straight winning season in 2024, that kind of sustained success is just mind-boggling in pro sports.
It's incredible. Ties for the second longest streak ever in major American sports, I believe. Just speaks to that unwavering standard.
So, okay. We've gone from Baltimore Orioles to global phenomenon. We've talked about Ruth, Gehrig, Mantle, Maris, Jeter, Judge. Those dynasty eras, the cultural impact, the rivalries, the sheer economics of it all. It's pretty clear the Yankees story is, way more than just box scores.
It really is. It's this complex mix, isn't it? Consistent winning, yes, but also those unforgettable individual stars, the way they became part of American culture and that incredibly passionate, widespread fan base. They've somehow managed to maintain this aura of excellence for, well, over a century now, constantly adapting but always holding on to that core identity, winning.
So, thinking about this whole journey we've just discussed, if you had to pinpoint it, what single moment or maybe single individual do you think really defines their path to becoming this kind of towering sports legend? And what does their whole story tell you about what greatness really means in sports?
That's tough. A single moment. Maybe it's less about one single flashpoint, Perhaps it's actually the consistency, that relentless, almost stubborn pursuit of being the best year after year, decade after decade. Feels like it's just baked into the organization's DNA. For the Yankees, greatness doesn't seem like something they just achieve now and then. It feels like it's the baseline expectation, a legacy that gets handed down.
That constant expectation, that definitely gives you something to chew on. Well, thanks for digging into this with us. It's been fascinating.
Always a pleasure.
Thanks for listening to Sportpen.